I'm Angel De Leon. I travel all throughout New York and talk to people and other Gen Xers just like me who are writing their own futures. I seek them everywhere because their stories need to be heard. I want to know what they're doing and what their passions are, and how they embrace their communities and how they live their best lives. And hopefully their stories can inspire you the same way they inspired me. I'm going uptown to meet up with a very good friend of mine, a hip-hop icon, and one of the original founding members of the legendary breakdancing group, the Rocksteady Crew. Formed in 1977 in the Bronx, the Rocksteady Crew soon became famous across the planet, and the New York Times hailed them the foremost breakdancing group in the world. Years later, they're still influencing hip-hop and the culture we know today.
What's up, brother, man?
¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa?
Chillin'.
Crazy Legs. Icon. Do you like the name Icon? You like Legs?
I guess that's for everyone else to decide. I don't really reference myself as icon or legend or anything like that. I think that's something based on the legacy that you lay down and the perception of the people.
Tell me about the first time that you got in contact with hip hop.
I actually first saw someone breaking. It was my brother Robert Cologne, and this is like 1976. I'm like, he was just throwing himself on the floor along with Africa Islam, and on the concrete in front of where we lived in the Bronx on Garfield Street.
I didn't know that.
The next year, I went to an actual park jam and witnessed all these different elements that eventually became known as hip hop.
So why do you think that the Rocksteady Crew, tell me a little bit about the history of that, evolved in being such a really, I think, notorious crew globally?
Well, because number one, Rocksteady was the first to do a lot of many things, whether it be a documentary, whether it be to be a part of a movie, to start traveling as professionals with the dance, to be part of the first hip hop tour ever done before it was called hip hop. And this is like pre-Run DMC. So a lot of people don't understand that there's a whole history that's like before 1982. We were the transition for the next scene, that, you know, from Studio 54 to what we became in the whole downtown scene. So
you had this, so you had Rocksteady, and then you kind of evolved and used your name and your likeness to create Puerto Rocksteady?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was challenged by Africa Bambaataa. He was like, all right, well, you say you're proud to be Puerto Rican. What is it that you're proud of? I was like, I had no answer.
Yeah.
So he said, hey, you should just research and have a real reason to be proud. So I started to have references that I could draw from and say, yeah, those are reasons to be proud of. Things and accomplishments by my people that made a difference. And I just saw the conditions in Puerto Rico and realized, wow, it's an economic crisis down here, and I'm going to use my name in whichever way I can to draw people who would otherwise not be coming to Puerto Rico to come there and spend money during a time when it's a low period for tourism, so that I could just continue to put a little boost in the best way that I can. And you know, it's going on the 6th year and things are getting better and it's growing, and the goal is to have thousands of people. And the thing is that it's not a hip hop thing. It's salsa, it's dance hall, it's hip hop. I want it to be metal. With the success of that event, you know, everyone makes money, but we also take money and give it to the Boys and Girls Club and support other organizations that we feel need the kind of support that any community would need when there isn't enough money running through it. So.
I like the fact that you use, you know, your celebrity and what you are, what you represent, and get people listening and talking about it. There's a phrase that people are using now that we know, and I do believe that you're part of that. It's called an age-disruptor. It is breaking the concept of age and number, and you have been driven, without even realizing it, relevance, advocacy, community-based, using your likeness. Tell me about that. How do you feel towards that?
I think that just for me personally, in terms of staying on my what is the I guess as close as to my A game as possible, is hit the gym, and a little bit of denial. You know, I'm 51, January 1st, 52.
Amen.
I use that as a way to show people, hey, you know, you don't have to give up on yourself.
All right, so what's left to do? What's next in the future for Crazy Legs?
Rock Steady for Life is going to be very key because since the crisis in Puerto Rico because of Hurricane Maria, we've initiated all the paperwork for Rock Steady for Life Foundation, which is going to be a 501c3 that will serve as an umbrella for everything else that we're doing, and just continue on the same path of, you know, let's try to be successful, let's make some money, let's help some people along the way, and let's have a good time.
What is the best way to get in contact with you? And first of all, to be part of the donation, be a part of the process, some advocacy for Puerto Rico. What is the handle, the Twitter? What is it?
Look up Rock Steady for Life. You can also look up Crazy Legs BX.
That's simple.
That's it.
Okay. What about the GoFundMe? No GoFundMe.
If they look up Rock Steady for Life,
everything's under
on
there?
GoFundMe. They could do that too.
One stop again, Legs. I want to
Yes.
thank you again.
Yes, sir.
Your friend and friend of the room. And ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Legs. Come on. This guy's a legend.
He's being humble, but this guy's a member of Rock Steady as well. So love it.
One left. Definitely.